Oh my god, I haven't had time to do the review. So I saw this movie Tarot um, a few days ago, and it is awful. I mean, I saw a lot of people say it was awful, but gotta see how bad it is, and it's fucking terrible. And it's funny because it's like tarot cards, all that stuff. Funny enough, I actually started photoshopping tarot cards, just like quick shit to sell because I need money because fuck this economy. Um, and then it's like I've been doing a lot more like witchy kind of markets, and like people who do tarot readings, they're chill. People are into crystals, all depending. Most of them are fine, and like astrology bitches, again, all depending. They're pretty chill people, and it's so funny how this movie. First of all, it's a horror film. Second of all, it's like so intense. It's so like well, that's what they're selling it on. They're selling it on the oh my god, which really that's what like the movie's playing that, and I'm there like okay. So apparently, I had to open up the Wikipedia because there's certain things like the movie had to remind me. So apparently, based on a book called Horoscope. All right. Anyway, so I have the Wikipedia open because it'll make sense in a second. So it's a bad movie, so it's gonna be full of spoilers. I'm not gonna give a spoiler alert. I'm gonna get right into it. So it's a group of friends. I think they're Boston based, and they go to the Catskill Mountains. They like rent it out like a freaking mansion because it's like some girl's like birthday. They're like, oh my god, birthday, and he's like, thank God, that whole thing. Um, and all I was thinking is like, damn, bitch, you just rented out a whole ass mansion. I mean, I mean, technically anyone can nowadays, but I'm just like, damn, man, you fucking college students being like, I'm renting out, like, like now as a grown ass adult, right? I'm a grown ass fucking adult, and I just thinking back to like when I was in college, they'll be like, yeah, let's just like rent out, a mansion. I'm like, what the fuck? I couldn't even afford like Starbucks, like when, I couldn't even afford any of that. I had to do 7-Eleven coffee. Couldn't even do Dunkin' Donuts. I had to do 7-Eleven coffee. You know what I mean? You know how disgusting that shit is? But it's like, it's the only thing keeping me awake till fucking 4 in the fucking morning. You're like, I gotta paint. This is my future. And I'm licking the painting at some point. Anyway, so they go, apparently, like, of the group of friends, 2 of them have been dating forever, and they're like, oh my god, they're totally gonna probably get married, when they leave school. But then, like, it just turns out that they, like, just broke up before this trip. Oh my god! Oh, god. Fuck off. There's the guy who plays Spider-Man's friend. He's in it. He's the only person that I fully recognize, like, oh, I know you from some other thing. Other people in the movie, it's like, oh, you look familiar. Oh wait, there's the girl who was in there was a girl and she was in the newest Mean Girls. The based on the musical that's based on the movie that the musical is based off of. So then the new movie was a musical that was just like the original movie but a musical. Anyway, so they go, and they were like, oh my god, I can't believe this is the last beer. And they're like, oh, maybe we'll just order some. Guys, we're in the middle of nowhere. No one's gonna bring it. They're like, okay, I'll just drive again. They're like, no, no, don't. And it's like, I love how they're like, no, don't drive out and get it. Even though, like, you learn that, like, the next day that they came in, like, 2 vehicles. But of course, I love how the movie was like, no, 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 we can't have you guys split up yet because the bad stuff hasn't happened yet. Because they don't want to be like the obvious like who lives and who dies kind of thing. So they're like, no, no, no. Then they're like, when you go and like rent a place, some things are off limits, and there's a thing that says like do not enter or do not go, whatever, like a basement kind of thing. You didn't know it was a basement. You just saw it was like a room. They're like, there's gotta be some old alcohol around here. Like, oh my god. Like, just, again, it's one of those movies where, like, yeah, I don't know, maybe you guys drank all that. Maybe just, like, chill. It was the evening already. Have some water, take a nap. It's a huge mansion. Maybe there's, like, really big bathtubs. Take a bath, chill. And then the next day, when they're, like, you could, I don't know. I don't know. killing the vibes here. But anyway, so whatchamacallit. So they go downstairs to the basement, and things look spooky ooky. The basement literally looks like all those, like, they look like all those freaking oddity markets I've been doing. There's bones, there's shit. It's like I'm literally gonna do a market in like a few days, and it looks like that. It's like bitches got crystals, they got fucking bones, they got, like a fucking tambourine. Stevie Nicks is coming, and so I'm just like, okay. And then there was like some kind of like placemat thing, and then like the one girl was like, she was like, oh, she was like, it's an incanting, or in whatever she called it. She was like, oh, it's a summoning, mat, or whatever the fuck she called it. For, oh no, it's a mat for incantations or something. I'm gonna say a word, so many syllables, and so. And then like she finds like a box, and then like, oh, what's inside the box with just like these, like, they look like watercolor custom tarot cards, and she's like, ooh, let me read your guys' fortune, and it was kind of like, of course, she brings the mat upstairs, and then she starts like reading it, and she does it, and everyone does tarot readings different. There's like the one where like you put things in kind of like a cross pattern, like it's like bam bam, like it's like that. It kind of looks like a game of Magic, and then there's like 4 that go like down the side. That's like the one I grew up like knowing. And then there's like the other ones where it's like it's like they do like 4 or 5 across, and then it's like across each person, and then it's like you flip one, and that's kind of like you're playing blackjack, there's that. But this one, she did it like in a circle around the incantation mat, and she's like, and it has like the main card in the middle, and then she was reading it through like, oh, what your like star sign is. So it wasn't just like, so she didn't really need the frickin' tarot cards, because if you know if you're that kind of astrology bitch, because, oh my god, when I meet astrology people, like the ones who are like, they know it without opening the app kind of stuff, and they'll be like, oh, you're this, your moon is this, your star is that, and I'm like, all right, like, I don't know that, and then they'll be like, oh, your strongest thing is this, your weakest thing, this is your color, this is you're an earth sign, you're a sandwich sign, and I'm like, okay, whoa, this is like really weird, like you got a warrant or something, like, not that any of them are like, oh, that's me, but it's more like, okay, this feels invasive, like, I don't know you, please get off my porch, and so yeah, she's like pulling in the star sign, and it's funny how like everyone, there's like, how many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of them. So each one of them has a completely different star sign. Now, in my group of besties, right? It's 3 of us, counting me. 2 of us have the same star sign. Like, Masami and I literally have our birthdays a day, like my birthday and the next day is Masami's birthday, and then Paul's birthday is like, months later, and it's just like, it's just so funny. I have like 7 of them, like completely different star signs, because you really had to give like that special fucking reading, all that stuff. So yeah, she does her like little like freaking circle of them, and then she's like, she's like reading it and giving everyone like their thing, and then obviously there's the main card. So I have Wikipedia open because of, so the main girl is having her birthday. It was like, oh, you have the high priestess. You'll be climbing the ladder to success. They remember that. And then it was like, this other guy, you got the hermit because of Zippity Boo Babe. Another person, you got the hangman. Oh, wait, and then, oh, no. So then okay, I can't read. So this person wrote Wikipedia wrong. So then another person got like the magician, and then the Spider-Man's friend got the Fool, which I had a feeling he was going to end up getting the Fool because he was the comic relief in the movie anyway, so like him getting the Fool wasn't like that, and so then the super skeptical guy, the guy who was like, it was like the guy who ended up breaking up with the girl. Okay, so the couple ended up breaking up. The girl is the one who's doing all the readings. She's all like, they're like, I know when you'll die, And then the guy she broke up with, he's like the super skeptical guy, which is funny because it's like they've been together forever, apparently, according to the quick, exposition they said. And it makes you just think like, maybe that's why he broke up with her, because she was probably attributing everything to the universe, that kind of stuff. Anyway, so the guy was super skeptical, but she did everyone's reading, and then he went up and said, "Fine, da da da," and then she's like, "Oh, he got the devil card," which I felt was kind of. I was a little sus on that one, to give the only black character in the group the devil card. I mean, granted, I think was it Spider-Man's friend, I think he's like Hawaiian, so he wasn't like the only like POC, you know what I mean? But it is kind of like, to give like the black guy the devil. It's kind of like, yeah, anyway. So then she starts, like, because people are just like, oh my god, this is what my future, my reading, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then the girl was like, they're like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm gonna give myself a reading. I hope it's different. Puts out the card, and she's like, somehow every time she does like a tarot reading, it's always like she always gets a death card, which is like, all right, And then she's like, it's always the same. It's always the same. I don't know, bitch. Maybe like after like 2 times, 3 at max, just stop. Just don't. It literally. It's out. It's in the cards. You know what I mean? Like, girl, just maybe don't bother. I don't think like maybe you buy a cup of coffee for the homeless guy is gonna change that card to like some fucking thing else. Anyway, so it's like, okay, fine, whatever. They, the next day they go back to school and all that stuff, and everything's fine. And then the girl who had her birthday, she's the one who had the high priestess, you're gonna climb the ladder to success kind of stuff. And this movie is so fucking literal, is that for some reason, there's like an attic door with a ladder in her dorm room. That's not in her room, sorry, but in her like dormitory. What kind of fucking dorm are you staying at? Like the dorm I stayed in when I was in college. I mean, I had a couple of places I stayed in. So it was one that looked like an apartment. That was the nicer one, but I'd move out of that because people, And then I moved into the old, like, the converted hotel. It was a converted hotel that it was dorm rooms. So I'm just like, where do you, it's like a fucking, like, you open the door from your room, the hallway, there's a latch, a fucking ladder is down. And then when I saw that, I was like, what? And then of course the fucking, like, so she gets like Final Destination by the fucking ladder. So then she goes upstairs instead of being like, because apparently, okay, if no one else is supposed to be in the dorm and you saw that ladder, I would leave it alone. It was at night. I would just be like, nope, and I would go back to my room, lock the shit, wait till the next day, right? Maybe there was like some maintenance, knowing that it was like apparently a holiday or something, and people were doing late night maintenance. I don't know. I wouldn't have gone up there. But what did she do? She fucking went upstairs. She's like, hello, hi, is anyone there? And then someone in like, pretty all right makeup and costume as a high priestess, and she's like, ah! She falls, conks her head on the floor. She's like, ah. Obviously, because she wanged it really hard. And then the ladder comes up, like I said, Final Destination, and she just gets whoop-pow, 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 with the ladder, over and over again. And I was like, this is so fucking stupid. And this is like fucking 30, 40 minutes into, like, or whatever, into the movie. Or, yeah, we're just like, ah. So then the next thing, like, this dude, he was going to take the train or something, and he was the guy who got the hermit. And then some reason, like, something happened, and then he freaking, like jumped off the train, or, like, he went on something. Somehow, like, he got on the tracks and then got hit by a train. And then there was, like, this line where, like, the girl who did the readings was like, oh my god, like, da-da-da, like, he got, the hermit, and then he finally left, and he fell, and he landed in the dirt, and he's an earth sign. And she said that, bless that actress, because she said that with so much, like, could you believe? And he's an earth sign, and you're just like, But although, again, I've met some astrology girlies, and they are like that. It's very intense, and I'm like, please stop, ma'am, this is a Wendy's kind of thing. Who cares? There's, like, some backstory about how, like, the freaking cards were made by someone from the 1800s, and it was like this woman, and she was like really was able to tell the future with it, but because she told something negative, and then like her life became in shambles because whoever like the king or ruler was like not okay with it, so then like her life ended and all that stuff, so she like made sure to curse her tarot cards, and that's why in this big mansion they locked it up in a box in a basement and locked the door. But these people were like, nah, we want to look for booze. It was like freaking Cabin in the Woods where they're like, we're gonna go to the basement and pick out an item, which one is gonna be, put your bets in. So yeah, there's that, and then oh yeah, then they meet up with the woman who like knows about the occult stuff, and she's the lady from the Watcher movie. She's the old lady from the Watcher movie, which I then realized she's also a woman who played Sally in the newest Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. That awful thing that Netflix decided to do and made me want to just fillet a gun, you know. And then what happened? So then they were like, okay, we got to get back to the mansion and like destroy it there. Like, you got to go back to the scene of the crime kind of thing, and you got to do what you got to do. So they're on like this bridge, and then this one was a girl, guy, I forgot who got this girl, she gets a hangman, so of course it's like a freaking iron bridge or whatever, so she gets all that stuff, and they're all like, oh my god, the freaking Spider-Man's friend gets scared. He runs back to his dorm, and he was like, nah, fuck this, like, you guys deal with it, I'm out. He's at the dorm, and he's freaking out in the elevator because, like, he's at the elevator, and at the end of the hall, there's someone dressed as a jester, the fool, and it's like, it keeps getting closer and closer, and he's, like, having trouble with, like, the freaking, elevator, and it's like, oh my god, he's gonna get got. But we don't know his, destiny yet. You're to assume that he died. So back in the mansion, the couple that broke up, they're back together. This movie is like, ooh, like love made us survive, because so then the girl who was in oh my god, I forgot the girl that was in Mean Girls. She's also another person of color. But still, I find it weird that the devil was given to the black guy. Anyway, so yeah, the girl who was in Mean Girls, she gets like cut in half by whatever, the magician, because she got the magician card, which is just like it's so funny because then it's like it's like they're in the house, and it's like this weird hallucinatory thing where she's like on a stage, as like a magician's assistant, which is funny because maybe because it's at the house, so it could get so like weirdly fantastical and hallucinatory, but like everywhere else it's like you're still at the place anyway. But anyway, she gets sawed in half, good luck. And so then whatchamacallit, so then the freaking occult lady is there. They asked her to meet her there. I think that happened before. Anyway, the occult lady's there. She like ends up dying with 6 swords in her back because she got the 6 of swords, but that's not how she died. Anyway, whatever. So the occult lady dies. Who cares? You knew she was gonna die. You know that. Every time these movies, when they bring the expert who has like a really large blog, about something, they're gonna end up dead. So, what else? Right, so the guy who's with oh, so then the girl was like, I'll take these cards and give the spirit of the woman who cursed the cards a reading, and then she's like, all your cards are reversed. That means you're in a lot of pain. And I'm like, that's like, again, a card this way and upside down, they mean different. All of them upside down don't really mean that. I mean, again, like, it's been years since I kind of fucked with that shit, but no. Anyway, but sure, and then like, I forgot what it was. It was just kind of like, she decided to like let go because she literally got read to filth. Haha, jokes. And so it's like, there you go, because it was just like the like some dude dressed as the devil, and then obviously death is coming for her. Anyway, so the power of love, like I said, the power of love killed or conquered this evil lady spirit. The cards are no more. They disintegrated. The couple is back together. Oh my god, the power of love. And then they're like, we gotta get out. What vehicle, whatever. They freaking start walking. They see a car. and they're like, "Oh my god, like please help us." But then the car slows down, and then it's kind of like a moment where they're like, like you're thinking maybe it's not, like it's too soon, that the sun isn't risen yet, like in every horror film, it's like, oh, you don't see like dawn coming in or something. You're like, oh god, and all of a sudden it's like freaking Get Out, where you're like, oh, it's the cop car, and then it fucking opens, and you're like, oh, it's a TSA bestie. Spoiler, but please, if you're watching a review for this, you had to have seen fucking Get Out, for the love of God. Anyway, so then it's like the door opens and it just so happens to be Spider-Man's friend. He's like, hey guys, oh my god, because in his card for the Fool, it was saying that like he's always there for his friends and da da da. So he like thought about it and he's like, oh my god, and you're like, oh, how do you like not die in the elevator? Apparently his roommate like had hit for the elevator button, it opened up, and he was like in the fetal position in the elevator, and he's like, dude, you okay? And then like he was like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine. And it's like, woo, and then the three of them live on and they don't die and blah blah blah. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Like, I went into this movie not giving a fuck. And this is like when they did like the movie for Ouija, like the first one before, like, was it Mike Flanagan who did the second one? It was someone who was like good. Was it Mike Flanagan or was it the other guy? The guy who did the Shazam. Some of their older stuff, I get them mixed up because it all had that same type of lighting. But anyway, so yeah, it's like when they did like the first Ouija movie, it's like this is stupid. But anyway, yeah, that was Tarot. It was so dumb. Like I said, everything was taken so literally, and also because a lot of the movie, it like kept. Oh my god! Like some friend, I don't even think I remember seeing that during the scene, but some friend obviously like recorded the whole reading part. So then when they went back to the evidence to be like, and this means this, and they're like, oh, we got to look out for that, and it's like, okay, and then they'll have it playing, and then the movie will also voice over it too. They're like, you are known for blah blah blah, and I'm like, this movie's not that long. You have to remind me that many times. Like remind once or twice, but like the fact that they it was just it was, yeah. This movie is obviously for people with immensely short attention spans. But anyway, so that was it. What is this posted doing? Yeah, like I said, that was Tarot. That's stupid. Goddamn. And bye.